Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear students of Global English 9, Level A. I hope you're all doing well. Today we are coming closer to the end of Unit 8, Lesson 3. Can it or cool it? So from reading this title, this would bring to your minds what we're about to talk about or to discuss. Look at this picture here. Yes, what is it? What does it remind you of? Thank you. A can of Pepsi Cola. Thank you. So, is it a new one? Or it seems to be an ancient can? Yes, it seems to be. Because, as you can see, it is decayed. Thank you. So, how many ways can you think of when you talk about preserving food? Yes, they can be cooled. They can be tinned, so they are put in tins, thank you. They will also be chilled, so many ways. So, which two ways of preserving food are the subject of this article? You need to read this article and you'll find many things. Food that is frozen, refrigerated, or tinned, cans of drink, we take them for granted. But before the Industrial Revolution, most people either grew their own food or had to buy it daily from markets. So it seems that those types were not, they were not common in the past, and then people started to bring them to the lives of people at that time. We need to find the reasons why, and you will find that one sort of them was for the soldiers in the army, and Napoleon Bonaparte, the French leader, was the first one to find this. Another one is Nicolas Appert, a chef in Paris, won the prize when he showed that the food could be kept in glass bottles. So this was another way. Also in London, there was Nicolas Appert, and cans were lighter, unbreakable, and easier. So they moved a little bit forward, and then they found, or they discovered, the use of cans. If you go down there, you will find that this ship that's called Jundin, that has a problem, and it was a cargo. What do I mean by cargo? Yes, it's a very big ship that they are used to for transport. Do they transport people? Not only people, but mainly goods like food. So there was a problem for them how to keep the food fresh until they get it to the other side or to the other country they are traveling to. So a steam-powered machine chilled that area of the cargo where the food was stored, keeping it below freezing, which enabled the ship to successfully deliver a cargo of meat and butter from New Zealand to England. And this was the first time to do this. And they considered that a triumph. Can you see this word? Triumph. What do I mean by triumph? Yes, triumph is a huge victory. Sorry. So triumph's meaning is a huge victory over physical difficulties, as would have been incredible. So it was unimaginable thing to happen at these days. Now, if you look at the first question, find the names of the following in the text. For example, a ship. This is it, the Jundin. You also have a British inventor. Yes, we get back. And we mentioned his name, if I'm not mistaken. In London, we have Peter Durand. And he talked about another part who was Nicolas Appert. He's a French chef. He's also the leader of an army, Napoleon Bonaparte. A newspaper, that is The Times, and it is still one of the most, the prestigious newspaper all around, one of the most prestigious newspapers all around the world. It is known globally, by the way. Also, you can see here another exercise. Find the word in the text that means closed so that nothing can get in or out. So if you read the text, yes, keep on reading. So we don't need the air to come in. So it's called airtight. Thank you. And if something is heated until bubbles and steam are produced, so we call it boil. Thank you. Closed so that air cannot get in or out. This is the one that I'm talking about, airtight. Number 4, done by machines, so they are mechanized. We also made cooled, made cold, so it can be chilled or refrigerated. I can show you those words here, so if you have the chance, you would be able to write them down in your books. So we have sealed, boiled, airtight, mechanized, refrigerated, and the last one is cargo. If we get back to the book, we need to answer those questions, and those questions will be answered throughout your reading to the text. For example, why did Nicholas Appart win the 12,000 francs? And if you get back to the text, you will find that he was given the prize because of the invention he had, that he showed that food could be kept in glass bottles that had been sealed and then boiled in water. Yes, this was the invention that he had to do. There's also another question about the triumph we mentioned before. As you can see, how would you describe the attitude of the Times journalists to Dieudonne's voyage? You can get back to this. In February 1882, the Times commented, "Today we had a record of such triumph," so they were very proud of this. If they write this title in their newspaper, so it means that they are very proud of this. Thank you. Now, getting to the relative pronouns, and this is not the first time to talk about relative pronouns throughout the course book. If you remember, we have those relative pronouns talking about things or people, and we're adding things for places. So as we said, we have 3 types of things for this relative pronoun lesson. We have who for people, which or that for things, where for places. And to apply that on an exercise, we're going to write definitions for those words using relative pronouns. For example, who is a chef? So we would say a chef is a person who is or who cooks food. For example, what is a tin can? So a tin can is a type of thing which is used for keeping food. Thank you. Soldier, a person who is, or a person who joins the army for fighting purposes, and so on. So we also have another exercise upon this in your workbooks, and you would be able to answer those exercises when you get back to the online sessions. You started in the online sessions with during the week with your teachers. Please be ready for those questions, and if you have any problems, do not hesitate to approach your teachers through the website. See you soon. Assalamu alaikum.